Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
And I'm Mike. Yes, welcome. We are going to be getting into a one-day, two-dialogue little article for you today. So a lot of stuff to get through. This is all about smart notes, smarter study. Okay, so anyone who is in school or has been in school, and I'm guessing that's most of you, knows that taking notes in class is very important. Unless your teacher really loves you and loves doing a lot of extra work, they're not going to be telling you exactly everything that will be on the test, everything they say that will be important. They know so much stuff. They're going to tell you a lot of stuff, and then you need to take responsibility and take notes. Notes are those things that you do when you're in the class. The teacher is teaching, giving you all sorts of good stuff to learn and know, and you're writing all of that good stuff down. You might write it down on a book with a pen. You might type it up as fast as you can. And then, of course, after class is over at home for your homework before tests, you need to study those notes. Now, though, with a lot of technology, we have wonderful ways of organizing all of this stuff. You no longer have to write it out 2 or 3 times or type it up and then fix all the mistakes. Technology, AI, all of these wonderful apps that we have can do so much for you, so it makes the busy and stressful lives of many students that much easier, which is a good thing.
That is true. I mean, back in the days, you know, when we were in school, I remember we had to handwrite every single thing,
I would actually knock it into a piece of stone with a chisel. It was so long ago.
Yes, but nowadays, I think the time has really changed. It's a lot easier for the students to take notes from the professors, from the teachers, and then they just type it up or use some special app, right? But I kind of miss the old days, good old days when you handwrite everything and then your writing is still very nice and neat.
It's true, but your hand would get tired, you know, your pen would dry out, you might lose the notes. You might write great notes and then look at them the next day and go, what? What did I write that? What was that? Makes no sense. So this does save a lot of time, but you're right. Having nice writing with a pen is a really nice skill to have. So it is good to have these things, but we do want to make sure we don't lose some of those wonderful things from the past as well.
That's right. Okay, well, let's get into today's lesson and learn more about smart notes, smarter study.
Okay. Kenny and Amanda are studying together.
Oh no. I know I wrote the grammar rules somewhere.
What are you looking for?
The page about relative clauses. I can't find it anywhere.
I just searched relative clauses on my tablet. Here it is.
Wait, you can search for handwritten notes too?
Yeah, this app recognizes my handwriting. Look at this. I can also use a tool to move my notes around.
So you can reorganize everything without rewriting it.
Exactly. And I can paste pictures directly from the textbook.
That would save me so much time. I should try it out.
So we are looking at our lesson today, and it's called Smart Notes, Smarter Study. And the first dialogue that we're looking at is called The Magic of Digital Notes.
Ooh, okay. So when you say the magic of something, we're kind of talking about something that's maybe a little bit new and it's really cool. It kind of surprises you with what it can do, things you wouldn't expect. So it's kind of magic. We're not saying it's like Harry Potter, zimzalabim, magic. What we're saying is it's, hey, wow, cool. It does all these wonderful things. It's going to make my life so great. So let's find out about how technology can be magic in making your note-taking so easy. It says Kenny and Amanda are studying together, which which of course is a time you'll pull out all of those notes that you wrote down in class, and now you'll look at them again to get ready for a big test or something.
That's right. So Amanda starts off the dialogue by saying, oh no, I know I wrote the grammar rules somewhere. Okay, so I guess she can't find her notes on the grammar rules, right? And that is pretty important if you're studying for this.
Exactly right. And you're writing them on many pieces of paper, you're typing them on many files in your computer, and if you don't label it or save it in the same place, you might have trouble finding it. So Kenny asks, what are you looking for? You know, if you're looking for something and your friend wants to help, they need to know what exactly you're looking for before they can give you help. So what did you lose, or what are you looking for? Same idea.
Exactly. So now Amanda says, the page about relative clauses. I can't find it anywhere. So relative clauses is a kind of grammar rule that she learned in class. And then I'm sure she wrote the notes on it, but now she can't find it anywhere, and that would be a problem.
There you go. So it's just the topic of what she's looking for. It could be the notes on the life of Julius Caesar, or the notes on the history of South Africa, or something like that. But that's the idea, that's the thing, that's the topic she is looking for. Well, Kenny, he is a master of the new magic technology. He says, I just searched relative clauses on my tablet. Here it is. Wow. So he didn't take 5 or 10 minutes of searching through a bunch of things. He just typed in the word for what they were looking for, in this case, relative clauses, but you can type in any other topic and it should be able to find it for you. That's pretty handy.
And Amanda says, wait, you can search for handwritten notes too? Yeah, because I think all of, Amanda's notes probably handwritten. So she's trying to find that piece of paper. And they said, how did you do that, Kenny? You can even search for handwritten notes too? Or are you just Googling or doing some research online?
That is very powerful technology and also very useful for busy students like Kenny and Amanda. You know who else is busy?
Hanny.
She is so busy, but she has just enough time to teach us something. So let's pay attention.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的对话是关于数位笔记。Kenny 和 Amanda 正在一起读书。Amanda 找不到关系子句那一页的笔记，但是 Kenny 直接在平板上面搜寻关系子句，他就找到了。Amanda 很惊讶，手写的笔记也能搜寻啊。好，那么文中 relative clause 它就是指关系子句、形容词子句。那我们接回到对话中。
All right, we are back in our dialogue, and Kenny is teaching Amanda about some of the wonderful digital computer technology that she can use to organize her notes. Not just the notes that she might have downloaded from an article or uploaded into her computer, even handwritten notes, notes written with a pen. The computer is able to find things. I wonder if you have to have nice writing.
I don't know.
Some people's writing kind of looks like a drunken spider has walked on the page. It's so messy.
You're right.
But maybe it can. I mean, these computers, they can be very clever. So Kenny says, yeah, it can recognize even handwritten notes. It says this app recognizes my handwriting. Okay, so it's probably like one of those things with the voice. You have to speak into it a little bit. It kind of learns your voice. So you probably have to write a few things. And then the app looks at it with a camera and goes, oh, okay, so that's how you write these letters. And so, yeah, if your writing is really, really bad, it can probably still work. It recognizes his handwriting. And then there's something else. He says, look at this. I can also use a tool to move my notes around.
Oh, wow.
Which is very handy because, of course, if they're written on paper, I guess you could cut the paper up and move things around.
And glue it somewhere.
What a lot of trouble. So he can kind of cut and paste and move things around. And yes, the app can recognize his handwriting. When you recognize something, you see something, or maybe hear something, or maybe taste something, you get some information and your brain goes, I know what that is. So you see a picture and it's a picture of a friend, you recognize your friend. Hey, that's my friend Dave. Or someone shows you a picture of a stranger and you say, no, I don't recognize that person. Or it could be a food, you taste something, oh, that's popcorn. Or you taste something you've never had before, I don't know what that is. Can you please tell me? So as long as you can tell what it is after tasting it, seeing it, hearing it, getting information about it, and you know what it is, you recognize that thing. For example, most of the class recognized Julia's voice right away because she's been in the class for years, so they know the sound of her voice.
So now Amanda says, so you can reorganize everything without rewriting it. Because Kenny said that he can use a tool and move his notes around, right?
That's right.
So he said you can reorganize everything without rewriting it. So what does it mean to reorganize? Now that's a verb. Reorganize means to change the way something is arranged, structured, or planned, usually to make it neater, more efficient, or easier to manage. Now an example sentence would be, I reorganized my schedule to save time. And that is quite important sometimes.
Absolutely. And of course, when you reorganize something, it was organized before, you're just doing it again, probably to make it a little bit better, right? That's why we often reorganize things. And back to Kenny, he says, exactly. Yes, what you said, that is what I can do. I can use this app. I can move the text around, even if it's something I wrote with a pen. I don't have to rewrite it. It can do it on the screen using the app. And he says, I can paste pictures directly from the textbook. So if there's some note that he's making about something important and there's a picture that helps him to remember or understand or explain it, he can move that picture from taking it from the internet or the textbook or something and put it there in his note. So it's kind of very, very personal and also very, very good at covering all the important stuff he needs to remember and learn from the class. How wonderful is that?
That's
super.
right. Life just seems so much easier as a student right now, right?
Yes, it does. Well, in some ways, yes.
Okay, and now Amanda says, that would save me so much time. I should try it out. So obviously, I guess Amanda hasn't really tried it. And then she maybe spends a lot of time with her notes. Maybe sometimes she has to cut and paste using scissors and glue. And then maybe she has to draw her own pictures. But using this app, this would save her a lot of time. And she thinks that maybe she should try it out. She would save her a lot of time. Maybe she can study a lot better.
I think it would be a wonderful tool to have because, of course, students have so much to do and they have very busy lives. If technology can help, great. All right, let's go to Hanny. She's got a lot of good stuff to tell us.
Kenny 说，那个应用程式可以辨识他的笔记，还可以用工具随意的移动笔记内容，而且不用重写就能够重新整理所有内容，还可以直接贴上课本里面的图片。单字 recognize 这个动词表示辨识、识别、认出或认可。reorganize 这个动词则表示重新整理、重新安排。接回到对话中。
Thank you, Henny. And now we are back. Okay, so from our dialogue, we know that nowadays technology is really helping the students how to study smarter and how to take better notes. So they no longer have to, write everything by hand.
Yeah, it's a wonderful tool to have. It saves students a lot of time, but also in a kind of even better way, it helps them stay more organized, right? Because you can waste a lot of time and get really frustrated if you're trying to take good notes and they just get unorganized, you lose parts, you get confused about what you wrote. This way, you'll always know exactly what's going on and you can make your notes really useful and attractive by throwing in pictures and charts and all sorts of cool stuff too.
So nice.
Very cool. All right, so now it's time to go to our second dialogue. It's a different dialogue, different characters, but all on the topic of technology and note-taking and how wonderful and perfect the world is for students these days. Well, maybe not, but they have all sorts of cool digital helpers.
That's right.
Larry and Molly are talking about cloud sharing.
I'm always worried about losing my notes before exams.
That's one reason I switched to digital notes. They automatically save to the cloud, so they're always backed up.
So even if your tablet breaks, your notes are safe?
Exactly. I can open them on other devices anytime. Sharing notes is easy too. Here, I'll share today's notes with you.
I can see them already. It all looks so neat and tidy.
We can both view the same notes at the same time without sending unclear photos back and forth.
Okay, now I really understand why people like taking digital notes.
All right, we are back and we're going to be checking out our second dialogue. This is about cloud sharing. No, not sharing clouds. Sharing things digitally by using the cloud, which of course is that server that's kind of out there in magical computer land. It's kind of like a hard drive. It's where you can store a lot of data, programs, files. It's the memory of your computer. But of course, the cloud is good because you can put it in the cloud and then you can get it no matter where you are. You can even be on a different computer. As long as you have your password to get into the cloud, you can use it. Or I could put something on the cloud when I'm in Canada and Karen can get the same file and use it any way she wants by having the same network, the same connection to that cloud, to that area that all of this information is saved in and shared through. So we're going to be finding out about it with Larry and Molly.
That's right. So 2 characters in our dialogue today. Larry and Molly are talking about cloud sharing, something that is very, very convenient, just like you mentioned, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now what does Larry say?
Larry begins our dialogue by saying, I'm always worried about losing my notes before exams.
Oh,
yes.
I always worried about losing my notes too.
Yeah, I worry about losing other stuff too, like my keys or my wallet or my shoes or my mind. But yes, losing your notes would be bad. And of course, if you're writing them on paper and you study in the library and then you leave them in the library, you lose the notes. That would be terrible. Or let's say you put them in your computer or put them on like a little USB thing. What if you lose that? What if your computer breaks? What if you have a problem with the memory, the brain, the hard drive of your computer? Poof, it's all gone, or it's really hard to get back. So this would be a bad situation, especially if you had important notes and a big exam tomorrow.
That's right. But Molly is very, very smart. So Molly says, that's one reason I switched to digital notes. They automatically save to the cloud, so they're always backed up. Oh, so automatically save to the cloud. That means you don't have to save it yourself.
Exactly.
It just saves automatically, right?
So cool.
So automatically is an adverb. Automatically means doing something without human help, like a machine, or without needing to think about it, like a habit. An example sentence would be, the doors open automatically when someone walks near them.
So you don't have to press a button, it just kind of happens, and a machine, of course, is doing it for you. So that's great. So you don't even have to press that little save file button.
That's right.
Or something just every few minutes, or when you open it or close it, it automatically saves.
That's right.
Larry kind of likes this idea, but he just wants to make sure he understands how great it is. He says, so even if your tablet breaks, your notes are safe. So even if she drops the tablet or it falls into a swimming pool or something like that, if her tablet dies, the notes will be safe because they're not in the tablet. They're not in the little brain or memory of the computer. They're up on the cloud. So isn't that useful? Lose your tablet one day, buy one the next day. Your notes are going to be right there where you left them.
That's
very,
right.
very handy.
So very, very safe. You don't have to worry about losing your notes anymore, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, let's go over to Hanny and we will be right back.
在第二段对话里 ，Larry 和 Molly 正在讨论云端共享。Molly 提到他因为担心把笔记弄丢，所以改用数位笔记，笔记会自动储存到云端，随时都有备份。Automatically 这个副词就是自动的 ，back up 在这边是表达备份文件。接回到对话中。
Thank you, Henny. And now we are back. Okay, let's continue with our dialogue. So now Molly says, exactly. I can open them on other devices anytime. Sharing notes is easy too. Here, I'll share today's notes with you. Okay, so Molly really sounds like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So she's answering Larry's question. Even if I break my tablet, is it still going to be there? She said, yes, don't worry about it. You can also open the file on other devices as well, right?
Yes, it's extremely handy and useful and safe. which is a wonderful thing. And Larry says, I can see them already. So there you are. He opened the notes from the cloud. It didn't take 5 minutes to download or anything like that. Click on it, and a few seconds later, bang, there it is. So we can see them already. It happened so quickly. It all looks so neat and tidy. It's organized. When things are neat and tidy, we're kind of saying they're organized, not necessarily clean, right? If you make your room neat and tidy, it just means you've organized it, you've put things away. It doesn't necessarily mean you've washed everything with soap and water. It just means things are planned out. There's not a lot of messy stuff. It's organized. It's easy to find things, in other words. For example, Ted's writing is always neat and easy to read. It doesn't look like crazy scribbling. It's very clear. Even if you don't know the writing, you haven't seen his writing before, anyone could read it.
That's right. Nice. And it's very important to keep your notes neat and tidy because you want to be able to understand your notes.
Yeah.
If you don't understand what kind of notes you took down or how you took the notes, you're not going to understand what it means, right?
It's true. Sometimes you write them down weeks before, and then later you're like, what did I write? What was I thinking?
What does it mean?
It doesn't stay organized. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so now Molly says we can both view the same notes at the same time without sending unclear photos back and forth. That's another very, very clever way, right?
Yeah, I guess another way is you could take a picture of your notes and just, send that to your friend through a messaging app. But then again, it's handwriting, it's a photo, it might not be clear. This way, everything's on your screen. So Larry is really understanding how useful this is in so many ways. So he says, okay, now I really understand why people like taking digital notes. Now that he has more information about it and more understanding of it, he can really appreciate how super great it is.
That's right.
You know who else is super great?
Hanny is super great.
She is super great.
Let's go over to Hanny.
Molly 接着提到，她随时都能在其他装置上开启，分享笔记也很方便。接着，她就把今天的笔记分享给 Larry，Larry 马上就看到了，而且这笔记内容看起来很整齐，条理分明。好，形容词 neat， 它就是表达整齐的、整洁的、简洁利落的。Neat and tidy 是表达井然有序、整齐有条理。接回到对话中。
Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Okay, well, this is the end of our dialogue. And I hope you guys learned a lot of things about, cloud sharing and how to take smart notes, because I think you as students, it will be very, very convenient for you to understand how to take notes in a really, really smart way so you can study better.
Absolutely. It's also just good motivation to kind of just stay up with how things are changing, right? Technology is always changing. These companies are always introducing new tools that we can use. So even if you think it's not quite the thing for you, or I'm happy with how things are, it's always good to know, because maybe you can save yourself a lot of time, save yourself a lot of trouble, and share your notes and study with your friends in a much easier way. Isn't that good in all of our lives? All right, guys, thanks for joining us. More great stuff coming up all the time here on Live ABC. Until then, all the best. Take care of yourselves and each other, and study well with technology.
See you guys next time.
Bye. Kenny and Amanda are studying together.
Oh no. I know I wrote the grammar rules somewhere.
What are you looking for?
The page about relative clauses. I can't find it anywhere.
I just searched relative clauses on my tablet. Here it is.
Wait, you can search for handwritten notes too?
Yeah, this app recognizes my handwriting. Look at this. I can also use a tool to move my notes around.
So you can reorganize everything without rewriting it.
Exactly. And I can paste pictures directly from the textbook.
That would save me so much time. I should try it out.
Larry and Molly are talking about cloud sharing.
I'm always worried about losing my notes before exams.
That's one reason I switched to digital notes. They automatically save to the cloud, so they're always backed up.
So even if your tablet breaks, your notes are safe?
Exactly. I can open them on other devices anytime. Sharing notes is easy too. Here, I'll share today's notes with you.
I can see them already. It all looks so neat and tidy.
We can both view the same notes at the same time without sending unclear photos back and forth.
Okay, now I really understand why people like taking digital notes.
最后我们来复习今天对话里的单字 recognize 动词表示辨识、识别、认出、认可 reorganize 动词表示重新整理、重新安排 automatically 副词表示自动的，然后 neat 当形容词它表示整齐的、整洁的、简洁利落的。那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
National Chung Hsing University, or NCHU, is well known for its focus on agriculture, the science and practice of cultivating soil, producing crops, and raising livestock to provide resources like food. The university also sells these products at a place called NCHU Mart. Let's go take a look. The NCHU Mart offers agricultural and livestock products that are both produced and certified by the university. It offers items such as dairy products, Hui Sun coffee, NCHU rice, and soy sauce. Inspection certificates displayed alongside the products help reassure customers about their safety and quality. After a food safety crisis in Taiwan, public concern over food sources rose significantly. During that time, NCHU Mart saw a surge in customers, and popular items such as fresh milk often sold out almost immediately. Beyond the mart itself, a professor also initiated a farmers market nearby. The market helps farmers earn higher incomes while giving consumers access to fresh, high-quality produce. By prioritizing food safety and sustainability, NCHU Mart strengthens ties between producers and consumers. So if you're looking for fresh, high-quality food you can trust, NCHU Mart is definitely worth a visit next time you're in the area.